Hello, it's a great day here at KEKFILA's YouTube channel. I am Sage, aka KEKFILA, and I am bringing you a fourth round of the 9-round Play TCG from July 15th. I'm against Rono or Zoro. I am the premier Doflaingo player, and I believe I won the die roll. I decided to go first, and regardless, I'm going first, I suppose. And then we both shuffle up. I believe my opponent, I don't remember where he's from at the moment, but essentially just had a good friendly game. We both mulligan, which always ends up being really fun. It ends up being kind of a trend this tournament. For some reason, me and my opponent always mulligan. Pretty frequently, right? So end up with some different kind of games with that. And we basically just go right off the bat, and I'll go along with it. So I actually do get lucky. I see the Prona turn 1, and I play that down. And I decide to put my deck in a particular order, and like so he goes. This ends up being a pretty interesting matchup. He plays 2, gets the Dawn, and he has an option here. He gets a Machina. Pretty good. So I am going to 3 Dawn. I draw for turn, putting 2 on my leader, getting the Jinbei out, getting the value out of the card, and getting making it harder for my opponent to deal with as well. So he ends up going to 4 Dawn, and it looks like he swings. I'm pretty sure this is a turn where he just swings 5k at me. He's running a different build. I've seen a couple different Zoro builds go out lately, and people really do prefer this Martial D Teach. If I can't deal with it early with some kind of removal, it actually ends up being quite obnoxious. So he swings 5. I don't know if it was at the Jinbei or at my leader. Regardless, I'm going to 1k counter out of that. So I give him a Jinbei. And he pays 4 for the Teach. Pretty simple. I wish I had a play for this, like a 3,000 Worlds, because I would 3,000 Worlds it right away. But it looks like I leave 2 Dawn up here just for fun, or I'm just thinking I don't really need the 2 Dawn. I'm just swinging 7 at his leader. I'm just going to pressure his life here since he's nothing else for me to do. And takes it, and then I'm going to swing 7 at his leader, playing this. In retrospect, maybe it's okay I don't swing with Jinbei. Just because... No, I have to swing with Jinbei. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I already have that Gecko Moria out on the field. I want to swing with Jinbei. Yeah. So he gives me a 2k and a 1k Marco blocker and the Machino. So it doesn't go too low of life because I went first. So he's already at like 3 hit health, I believe. So it's kind of hard to tell from this angle and things. At the time, it was fine. He plays the Gordon. It's supposed to go to the bottom of the deck, and then I believe he does it to the Jinbei, and he swings 4 at the Jinbei, and I let it die, taking it down. I just didn't really... That Teach is gonna like trash a card on the field, right, from the draw card, and I don't know why not just use that, but it just is what it is. So he plays the Buggy, uses Buggy skill, gets a event, a Jet Pistol, which pretty good. He can't use it this turn because he's already committed to some Dawn out there, and essentially it seems like he's just going to use Teach, swing 8 at like a character, and then use Zoro, swing at my leader. So he swings 6, most likely at my character, because I'm assuming he's going to swing at my character again. So it doesn't really matter what I do. I let it die, and then he uses Teach, KOing the Buggy, or trashing the Buggy, sorry. And then I draw a card for my life, activating no trigger of sorts. And he has 2 more Dawn to play another Dadan. Whoop-de-doo. And he shows that he picks up a... Oh, he can't pick up a Rad Beam. It's not legal. I was like, oh yeah, that's not a card you can pick up. And he thinks for a while. He picks up an Ezo, which is pretty smart. So I end up going to my turn, and I'm on my 7 Dawn turn. It feels like this game went on already for such a long time. I do want this Teach to die. He does have 1 Dawn up, and it looks like he has 3 life, so he can't Rad Beam. So it looks like I go 8 into that. Not even using skill. I guess I don't know what the top of my deck is anymore. And he gives me a 2k and a 1k. And I pay 4. It looks like we're just going to play another Jinbei. Pretty bad vanilla turn. Essentially, I could have just thrown all my Dawn on it and just went for it on that and just YOLO'd. But I did not. So he ends up throwing 1 Dawn on the leader. Pretty bad vanilla turn. He swings 5 in my lead. I give him a 1k counter. He's going to be swinging some bigger attacks here. So I don't see a point. So he gives me this. And, you know, he can jet pistol my Jinbei pretty easily after using his teach skill on my leader. So he does this, trashing that, drawing a card. And looks like I take it because it's such a big attack. And he pays 4. He decides to jet pistol. Sorry, I kind of skipped over that. Pays 4 for the jet pistol. And killing my Jinbei. I just put in the skill doesn't exist anymore. Plays an Izo, grabs a Marco, and I'm kind of back in like a really bad situation, right? Actually, so I'm at 3 life. I believe he's also at 3 life. It's kind of hard to tell. Yep, I swing 5 at his leader, and I'm just gonna bottom deck that. I finally am able to get to 9 Dawn. I can bottom deck that. I didn't see a 3000 Worlds before, and now we're at a weird pace of the game. I'm assuming Whitebeards are coming down, or any mix of things. But my opponent thinks here just for some time, actually quite a bit of time, so I'm going to skip through. He puts 1 Dawn on his leader, plays a Makino, uses Izo, swings 6k at my lead, and I just give him a simple 2k counter. Simple 2k counter for me. I need to be able to protect my life after the turn I play my Mihawk. That's the time I'm most vulnerable, right? So he pays 1. Oh, he has look like he swings 7. I look like I take it. He swings 7. I take it. Okay. So now we're both at 2 life. And he still has quite a bit of a turn to go through. He plays a 4-cost blocker Marco. So his Marco's pretty active now. And I just need to think around what my plan is. I definitely want to swing. I can also swing under. This is the great thing about this Marco. I can swing like under this Marco. He can block it. And it's going to be more frustrating for me. So I look like I go 7, most likely at the Izo. I just want to clear his characters. And I blind flip the Mihawk, actually. That's a blind flip. I needed a character on the field really bad. And then I decide to go just 2k to his Makino. He actually doesn't defend it, which I was shocked by. Why not just block it? Right? It actually would have been pretty juice, I think. And then I have to swing 9k into it. I think I would swing 9k into that. So I pay 4. I have 2 Dawn left over. And I almost forgot to swing here. Actually, that almost messed me up. I'm like, oh no. Just jet pistol me, brother. And so I swing 9. He is obviously just kind of block it and discard a Whitebeard card. It just makes sense. I just thought it was really silly. So he does discard a teach. I believe that's a Whitebeard pirate somehow, right? Is it a former? It should be in there, right? So now we go to the next turn. I build my field up randomly. I have a love mellow, or at least I think it's actually a bluff mellow, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually, this is pro tip, okay guys. The turn after you play your Mihawk, always leave 2 Dawn up, even if you don't have a love mellow. Having a love mellow here is very crucial to save the Mihawk. If you don't, or if you don't bluff it, then your opponent will just throw all their Dawn and kill it, and you're actually in a bad state of the game. So obviously, in this state of the game, I'm feeling pretty comfortable against my opponent, but I don't want to give that option. So I believe he decides to Fire Fist, killing that and that. Pretty powerful. Fire Fist is a very, very good card, and I can't just even. I'm trying to think of a way around it. It's like I can't really play blockers like that. I wish I had more Kuma things that did things on KO. But here we are. He swings 7 at the Mihawk here, and I definitely want to counter out. I give him a 2k and a 1k, kind of just showing I don't have a love mellow, to be honest. Playing the Marco as well, and he has no Dawn. He used all of it on that, so he has 2 Marcos out, 1 blocker and that, and I just kind of lay my field out thinking, what do I have to do in order to Come buy everything. And I think I actually do a super clutch play here. So I actually pay 4, grabbing, playing a Gecko Moria, grabbing a Perona. Okay, as that Perona comes to my hand, I play it down so I can look at the top 5 cards of my deck. And this is where everything changes because I basically just need to survive hardcore. And again, this is one of those games where Love Mellow is going to be my key piece of just survival. I'm just really thinking, okay, if I do this, I draw. What do I do here? So I put it in this order. Get my opponent. I could lose here technically if I don't have anything valuable here. So, so I swing 6, I draw 2, and I discard 2 1K counters. Pretty pog. So he gives me a 2K. I swing 5 at the leader, and he can either take it or not. So I'm gonna swing 9 as well. And he thinks here for quite some time. It looks like he just took it. Then I swing 9, and I think it obviously makes sense. He's gonna block it, and he's gonna discard a Whitebeard to bring it back out. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe he just barely got that Whitebeard off the life. So that's where we're gonna go with it. He goes to his next turn. He has 10 Dawn up. I have my characters sideways. I have 4 cards in the hand, 4 Dawn up. Just telegraphing I have 2 Love Mellows, and that's exactly what I fucking drew with Dracul Mihawk. I really find this pretty oppressive in the late game. My opponent, if he's like, oh, I have lethal, I have 3 attacks. Well, unfortunately, one of those probably isn't gonna hit. So, and if he goes for characters, I'm gonna do the same thing. Because essentially, this next turn, he needs to be lethal for me. So, my opponent, he thinks here for some moments. He puts 1 Dawn on his leader. He thinks here for quite some time. And he swings 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11 at this Mihawk. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want my other Mihawk to die. So I think I'm okay letting this one die. It's not needed for me to win the game. And I think I set up also the top of my deck to have a 1,000 worlds after all of this. So I decided to let it die. And he looks at everything and says, well, he actually just puts all of it besides 1 Dawn. And he swings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10 at my leader. Or it might have been my Mihawk. And so I give him a Love Mellow. I draw 1. And then give him 2 1Ks. So I end up going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah, I end up going to 11. So that was just fine. I go to this turn. I immediately pay 4, 3,000 worlds this. And think, okay, he has 3 cards in hand. I'm going to swing 7 first. And then I swing 9 at leader. He rad beams plus 1K, and then he has 1 card in hand. And then I go 9 at leader, and he has to, he can't have that. So I had another Love Mellow in hand as well, 2K to 1K in there. Pretty good play. Honestly, what saved me there was that me blind flipping that Mihawk, and then seeing that both Love Mellows and a 3,000 rolls on top of my deck. Very strong turn. I was kind of explaining, oh, dude, when I played this Gecko Moria, I played the Perona, this turn was insane, bro. So that kind of set it off near the end game. The early game was pretty rough, but I think we both mulligan maybe saw what we didn't want to see. But I thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what you guys like about these, what you guys don't like about these, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow. Ciao.